U Sports on CBC, présenté by l'U Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox 40, Thunderbirds Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, and by Miller Waste Systems.
Welcome to U Sports on CBC and the 2026 Miller Waste Systems U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, live from the Woolwich Memorial Centre in Elmira, Ontario. I'm Desmond Thomas alongside Brianna Newell as we get set to bring you this consolation semi-final matchup between the 1 seed UBC Thunderbirds and the 5 seed University of Ottawa Gee-Gees. Now, the UBC Thunderbirds came into this tournament as the clear favorites after a dominant season in the Canada West Division, were ousted from the first round for the 3rd year in a row by a team from the RSEQ. They have finished 5th in this tournament for the past 2 years, and this year the outcome won't have the opportunity to change, but they have a chance here to send a message as they take on the U Ottawa Gee-Gees, who finished the regular season 2nd in the OUA East Division, but fought through a tough playoff matchup to earn their first Macaw Cup championship berth. Coming away with a silver medal, their quarterfinal game yesterday did not go as planned, but although they got the early jump, a shorthanded goal against halted any momentum that they had built up, and in the shootout couldn't go toe-to-toe with the UNB Reds. For the first time back at Nationals in 17 years, an opportunity to finish 5th is not something to be looked down upon as we take a look at the filled out consolation bracket. UBC and Ottawa set to go toe-to-toe, Waterloo and Manitoba. But half an hour ago, that game wrapped up Waterloo, ending Manitoba's season in a 2-0 shutout. And Brianna, let's take a look at some players to watch in today's game.
And thanks, Desmond. With that, we're going to have a look at the goaltender for the U Ottawa Gee-Gees, number 35, Clara Genier. Absolutely stupendous during the quarterfinal matchup against the UNB Reds. Genier stopping 43 of 44 shots. She was busy, and so she's got to be dialed in today to go against the number 1 seed UBC Thunderbirds. She has a 9.934 save percentage in the postseason and really just came up big for her team throughout the postseason, even during the regular season as well. Very, very good goaltending coming from Genier. And on the other end of the ice for the UBC Thunderbirds, taking a look at number 24, Ilona Markova. During the regular season, only got 2 goals out of 10 games played, but just absolutely chaos in and around the net, behind the net. Was really noticeable during the quarterfinal matchup against Les Carabins de Montréal. And in the playoffs, got 4 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists for a total of 5 points. So absolutely went into a next level there. Can see her just taking some warm-up shots before the game. And
yeah, Ilona Markova, captain U18 Russian team at the 2019-2020 championships, a PWHL draft pick, property of Boston. And the PWHL came over halfway through the season, as you said, 10 regular season games and has 5 points, and that's just incredible numbers for her. So on the other side, it's conference semifinal number 2, consolation on CBC.
Rock and steady. That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
At Miller Waste, we're proud to sponsor the 2026 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. There is lots of trash talk on the ice. At Miller Waste, we talk trash every day. We serve over 2 million Ontario households weekly, transforming more than 175,000 metric tons of recyclables and organic waste into reusable resources. Proudly Canadian, family-owned, always driving hard to the net. Let's make a difference. Game on.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
When the world feels off course, Waterloo is on it. We step up to the challenge and take the lead. We add AI to the operating room to detect cancer in seconds. We invent a test that catches concussions faster. And we design AI that supports us rather than steers us. Whether it's today's challenges or tomorrow's, Waterloo is on it.
Welcome back inside the Woolwich Memorial Centre. Consolation semi-final number 2 of the day about to get underway as the Ottawa Gee-Gees take on the UBC Thunderbirds. And as mentioned at the top of the broadcast, it will be Clara Genier starting in net for the University of Ottawa Gee-Gees. Had 5 shutouts in the regular season and had 43 saves on 44 shots that she faced yesterday against UNB. And Elise Hugans will start again for Graham Thomas. 905 save percentage for her, and yesterday didn't stop the shots that she needed to stop. 19 on 22, didn't face that many, so that doesn't help pad her stats. 864 save percentage in that game, and it was 2 quick goals against that Montreal were able to get past her, and 2 players on the ice who seem to know each other. An embrace between Maya Healy and Charlie Healy, and I think I know why. As we're underway in consolation semi-final number 2 of the day. The officials in today's game, referee Hilary Brennan. And that's just such a nice moment, Brianna.
Oh, you love to see that. And again, it's a fun part of the game when family members can play against each other like that and recognize it on the ice.
Charlie Healy of the Ottawa Gee-Gees wears number 17, and Maya Healy of the UBC Thunderbirds, number 20.
And interesting too, because Healy is not normally a center. She's listed as a wing on the line with Hyington and Torta Club. So obviously there was some communication there to make that a special moment.
The Gee-Gees deep inside their own zone right now. And that's played past the point. All the way down the ice, and another whistle will halt play. So the referees in today's game, Hilary Brennan and Beatrice Fortin, and Stephanie Gagnon and Ali Perez will work the lines in this consolation semifinal game.
Well, you know, we're only 15 seconds into this game. I think so far we've had 3 whistles already. 5-second intervals apiece.
Here's Elliott. Had a goal in their quarterfinal game against Montreal. A beautiful tip shot from the high slot after coming back from receiving a hard slap shot from her teammate Jalen Morris on the knee. Went down to the dressing room tunnel, tested it out, came back and scored.
Well, and Jalen Morris made that right when she gave a really good play by making that shot. She could have just put it right on net. Instead, she saw her teammate and Elliott in that middle high slot, her stick on the ice for that beautiful backhand. So she made it up to her.
She did definitely. No steak dinner needing to be bought now, or what do you think? Maybe just a burger?
Maybe just a burger. You know, no fries though. You know, just the burger. That'll be even.
Combo.
No combo.
Off the face-off, brought back by Sandilands. And that shot grazed past Sandilands' chest and finds Genier. Out of the corner, Markova. Back up top to the blue line, skating smoothly. Markova's shot, that goes wide. Rhodes digging for that puck. Toward Kleb. Along the far boards, Markova picks it back up for UBC, drags it to the middle, and Genier didn't see all of that shot. It sort of heeled off the back of Markova's stick.
It didn't look like a very comfortable stop there. Not sure if she didn't see it or just didn't expect it or what have you as she makes the stop on the shot from the point. But Markova, we talked about her before the game as well as a player to watch for UBC. A slick move there, didn't get all of it. Genier making the stop. I think she thought she had it, but instead gave up a slight rebound there. Markova just not able to get to it in time for that second chance.
It was Ali Domenico in her second season as the head coach of the U Ottawa Gee-Gees. Gee-Gees first time back at Nationals in 17 years. She's done such an excellent job with the program. As this their second year back in the OUA or in the RSAQ for her whole time as a program. As that's cleared high off the glass, and Jalen Morris will range back for it. On the back foot is Dubé drawing into the lineup for the U Ottawa Gee-Gees this afternoon. Maya Laplante looking to feed the blue line, and it's brought back the other way. Over the line is Weeb. Humphrey. Rather trying to dispossess her of the puck, and Bourbon. Play that out to center ice. Natasha Dubé out of Cumberland, Ontario. Mechanical engineering major. In comes Wong, great space for herself, plays it across, great stick from Humphrey, right in front of the net to take that away from Elliott.
Well, it's a lucky play actually by Humphrey as Elliott was sneaking there on the back door, and Humphrey didn't draw actually far enough over to Elliott, so she was lucky that she got a stick to disrupt on the way over.
Back out at center, UBC with the first good-looking scoring chance of this hockey game, and they've had a couple.
Well, they're not giving any time to the Gee-Gees. They're very quick to be on them right away as Warren gets over the red line and dumps it in for Bilodeau to chase.
Bilodeau on the near side boards, the captain of the U Ottawa Gee-Gees, and Wong will take it back for UBC, and Metham will send it right back in. And Louise Wong, the fifth-year science major out of Richmond, BC, has the puck here on the near side. A couple nice moves in the neutral zone, then takes a pop from Flores. Angelique Prou back in her own zone out of Nicolette, Quebec. One of the fifth years on this team for U Ottawa, and Ferguson is loose now with Desmarais. Ferguson, the outside lane. Played back up top to Twardecleb. Switching sides with Alex Ferguson back up top. Samson shot at a body in front, and Zinger has it now in the corner. And Weeb couldn't clear that puck out. And it's regathered and brought back up by Buckley.
Well, Buckley was really able to just go all the way down the ice. Gee-Gees were kind of following.
And a good chance in front. And they were trying to find Maya Healy. And she couldn't get her stick on it. Zinger keeps the puck in at the line.
Lots of time here for Lynch to pick up the loose puck and do something with it. She likes to go up to Ferguson, but she's closed down on really quick.
Yeah, good step up by Presley Zinger, the first-year kinesiology student out of Red Deer, Alberta. Here's Maya LaPlante. She'll gain the blue line and send it in. Jalen Morris over to Thorpe, and LaPlante steals that away from her. Natasha Dubé. LaPlante taken down. That's going to be a penalty. And Ottawa heading to the first power play of the day.
Well, and it's going to be Sandilands who heads to the box for that trip, as LaPlante did a good job picking up that loose puck, and we see it pretty well every game, at least one of these types of penalties. Sandilands' stick just got caught up in the feet of LaPlante, and it's a penalty every time. Official was right in good positioning to be able to call it.
Gee-Gees were 1 for 5 on the power play against UNB in their quarterfinal game yesterday, but that gets past LaPlante. Now Wong has a step on goal, shorthanded. Wong, and it slides off her stick, and she felt Jillian Warren closing.
Well, it's important to note, too, that in the matchup against UNB, the Gee-Gees gave up a short-handed goal, and that ended up being the lone goal in the game that caused them to go to extra time and eventually to fall in a shootout. So Gee-Gees need to play with a little bit more urgency on the power play. Yes, you have more than one, you have one more person on the ice, but that doesn't mean you have more time. You have to play with urgency, make the plays, know what you're going to do with the puck before you get it.
Bilodeau is stick checked, and it'll be picked up by Ferguson, played back to the blue line. Humphrey and Sampson. Ferguson back to Sampson.
Well, and it was Ferguson who ended up converting on the power play against UNB, so Gee-Gees obviously looking to feed her on that left flank.
And 2 defenders on the ice for Ottawa on the power play, Sampson and Ferguson. They'll be trying to alleviate any shorthanded opportunities at the blue line.
Well, and it's interesting because usually LaPlante quarterbacks that unit, and it could just been they were in the middle of a change and ended up with the top unit forward lineup and the second unit defensive pairing up.
In the neutral zone, Gee-Gees have 35 seconds of power play time left to work with. Running around the boards, it'll be stopped at the far point and then sent back out by UBC. Desmarais through the neutral zone. Prue back to Meffam. Over the line, Meffam, a chance to shoot, and that just goes wide. Thorpe angling her off. Baird couldn't hold it. Back to Moret. She'll backhand that below the goal line. Swung around by Jillian Warren with 5 to go in the power play. And up the near side boards, UBC will get the puck out, and Maya Healy hauled down to the ice. And Prue looking back at the official. Here's Bilodeau now. Sends it around to the far side, and Gee-Gees not going for that puck. UBC a lot of time.
Well, and UBC, I mean, you don't want to give time to a team like them. They're very skilled, they're very quick, and you give them time and space, they're going to capitalize.
Wong pulls that off the wall in front for Schaefer. Her shot is blocked. Wong gathers the rebound back up. Lays it across to Grace Elliott. As Schaefer was dumped in front of the net. Pepler across Morris, down low, 1 touch from Elliott. And that goes through the paint. Annalise Wong able to hold on to that puck, find it in her skates. Hard slash of the stick from Elliott, and that will be called as it was knocked clean out of the hands of Sydney Lynch.
Well, you can see Elliott absolutely so irate about that call. She actually threw up her hands and knocked them down and couldn't believe that that was a call against her for a slash. But I mean, it's the evidence is sitting right there with the stick knocked out of her hands. It's lying on the ice. There's no other way that that could happen unless it was slashed out. So unfortunately, as much as Grace Elliott doesn't agree with it, it's still a penalty. Lynch actually lucky she didn't get called for holding as she bear hugged Grace Elliott from behind.
Now a chance short-handed again as that was cleared. That's brought in by Rhodes, holding, as Sandilands in front of the net, and Genier will hold on to it. Ottawa unable to get much going on the power plays and giving up chances shorthanded.
Well, first off, UBC is a very good team. They're not #1 seed for nothing. It obviously was earned, and the fact is they're speedy, they have good skill, they have good hockey IQ, they're able to find those open opportunities, and Gee-Gees just a little bit lackadaisical on the power play, and we saw it yesterday during the quarterfinal matchup against UNB as well. They have to play with a little bit more urgency, not forcing passes, and if you're dumping it in, you have to retrieve it exactly the way Ferguson did there to bring it up to LaPlante.
Maya LaPlante sifting that through, and that goes wide. Flores gathers the puck. Ferguson back to Flores. LaPlante down low, gets it right back at the top of the zone. Dished across for Jillian Warren, backhanded to LaPlante down low, and that blind pass is picked off easily by Ashton Thorpe and cleared down the ice.
See, and even there, LaPlante knew exactly where she wanted to go. She wanted to go over to Ferguson, but it's just not bearing down on your stick. It's not making passes with intention. It's very much just nonchalant.
Desmarais up on the second line for Ottawa, of course, on this power play unit, but pushed up to the second line as Pongo is out of the lineup for this game. Sampson. Hyington in front. Morin protecting the puck back to Desmarais. Up to Sampson at the top of the zone. Humphrey. Sampson. And it was bobbled by Desmarais, and Morris takes her hard into the boards. Hyington. Below the goal line. Back up top, Humphrey shooting. Rebound in front, poked at. And there was Molly Hyington, but it was cleared to the corner. 15 seconds to go on the power play.
It was a great job by Pepler picking up that stick, because that could have been a wide open net opportunity off the rebound.
That'll do it for the Gee-Gees power play. 0 for 2 in the game. Still no score halfway through the opening period. Prue nearly has that picked off by Elliott. But here's Alex Ferguson nonetheless for Ottawa into the attacking zone. Brings that around the far boards, and it goes right to Grace Elliott. Poking at it at center ice. And Thorpe back to Morris. Through the neutral zone, that's intercepted by LaPlante. And now she pulls the puck in for Ottawa. Shot off the goal stick. And in the neutral zone, poked at, and now the Thunderbirds are in. Markova waiting for the puck on the near side. Markova's shot stopped by Clara Genier, and she'll hang on.
Oh, it's a nervy moment there for the Gee-Gees as Markova jumped up to join that 2-on-1. And we'll be back with more. You are watching U Sports on CBC.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
When the world feels off course, Waterloo is on it. We step up to the challenge and take the lead. We add AI to the operating room to detect cancer in seconds. We invent a test that catches concussions faster. And we design AI that supports us rather than steers us. Whether it's today's challenges or tomorrow's, Waterloo is on it.
Well, just last season, the University of Ottawa's women's hockey program started competing in the Ontario Conference instead of the Quebec Conference. It does mean more travel for the Gee-Gees, but one reason was to rekindle some old Ontario rivalries. The second goal was to compete for an OUA title. That's something the Gee-Gees came very close to doing this season, just falling short to Guelph in the Macaw Cup. And of course, that led to Ottawa's first trip to nationals here since the 2008-09 season. Back to you up in the booth.
Thanks very much, Carissa. Yeah, the Ottawa Gee-Gees won the QSSF, now the RSEQ, back in 2003, 2004, and in that same season won a silver medal at Nationals. Won't have the same opportunity this year in the consolation bracket, but fifth place out of 35 teams in U Sports. That's not nothing at all.
Pretty good. I would say 5 out of 35. Not too bad.
As Maya Healy will ding it against Molly Hyington, who's waved out, and to take it is Twarder Club. out of Whitehorse. Hyington. Slick move to get out of her own zone. And sends that below the goal line. There first is Emery Twarter Club. Lynch shooting, and she had traffic in front as Seeley was there. And it's sent around the boards by Madison Weeb. Kept in by Sampson. At the blue line, it'll be held. And UBC able to move the puck out. Here's Pepler. Sends that puck into the zone. Lynch up the near side. Charlie Healy unable to hold on to that cleanly, and now Zinger. Elliott. Wong tries to break into the zone. It'll be called offside at the Gee-Gees blue line.
CBC Sports is the home of university sports in Canada. Catch the best women's hockey teams all weekend on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. The gold medal game will be broadcasted on CBC television Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
Grace Elliott, who broke an unbelievable record this season at UBC. She has 25 career game-winning goals in her seasons at UBC. 12 of her 24 goals this season were game winners. The previous record of 7 set by Haley Wickenheiser.
Definitely good company there, breaking that record. And you know, her line mate as well, Annalise Wong, very impressive, a fun player to watch, very shifty, good hands, and her and Elliott absolutely probably have connected quite a bit over the course of their time together.
And a great pass from Wong to Zinger on the near side. Zinger will try to find this rebound in the near corner. Hard collision in front of the Gee-Gees net, looked inadvertent as Alex Ferguson brings the puck in over the line. The lone goal scored in regulation for U Ottawa in their game yesterday against UNB, and also the only shootout goal scored. Both from Alex Ferguson as that's centered in front. Genier gets the right pad down and steals that away from Rhodes on the doorstep.
A huge stop there coming from Genier. It was a really good pass across the middle of the ice coming from her teammate Thorpe, who had taken it down, and Rhodes in the right position, just not able to beat Genier on that one.
Maëlle Laplante off the face-off win, and Gee-Gees looking shaky in their own zone as they nearly give the puck away again. Humphrey under heavy pressure from Ilona Markova. Laplante back to Humphrey, unable to reel that puck in. And they'll try for a third time to get the puck out of the zone. McGuire at the blue line, that came out. Bourbon brings it back in. That'll draw another offside.
Well, you mentioned Desmond just a moment earlier that the Gee-Gees seem to be a little bit shaky in their own zone. I think it's a little bit of shakiness, a little bit of, you know, they're perhaps a little bit tired from the game yesterday. There's a lot of factors having gone into extra time, but UBC faced the same sort of situation. It's also two teams that have not played against each other at all throughout the season. So that first period, as we've noticed throughout the tournament so far, the first period is kind of a feeling out process between these two teams.
Genier mishandles that puck behind the net. And that happened a couple of times in yesterday's game against UNB. 6 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score. And the Thunderbirds will try to change that here as Weeb brings the puck in. Angled off by Sydney Lynch.
Good speed there shown by Weeb. She's been all over the place throughout this first period so far too, trying to use her speed to get around, but Lynch making a good diving defensive play.
Perrier picks that puck up, centers it in front for Baird. Baird back to the blue line. That shot punched out by Genier. The rebound is loose. Genier gets it with the glove at the near post. Lynch, as flailing on the ice is Baird. The puck still with the UBC Thunderbirds. Fleming plays that down low, and Mepham will start the breakout for U Ottawa. Jillian Warren in on the attack, and Huygens gives the puck away. A chance for Charlie Healy to fire that on. It was stopped by Huygens.
A good job by Warren there, dumping it in, but then also chasing after it. Managed to come out with the puck, just couldn't get a good opportunity. Was Healy in the slot.
Now Maya Healy. And over the line. As the Gee-Gees bring the puck back the other way. Maya LaPlante. Up to Charlie Healy. Zinger will steal that back for UBC. Presley Zinger. A goal and 8 assists for 9 points in the regular season. In all 28 games as she brings the puck in here. Zinger, short side, she'll test Genier. Spits out a rebound, but it's cleaned up by U Ottawa.
Well, and Zinger had a lot of time to even just walk in and take that shot. Tuerto Club was there, but didn't really angle her off.
Into the zone here is Annalise Wong. Her shot off something into the corner. A slap shot from Grace Elliott. Hit a body in front and ricochets all the way back out of the zone. Ranging after the puck is TJ Flores. Desmarais. And now Ferguson back to Desmarais in the slot, trying to protect that puck, sends it toward the net, and a penalty upcoming as Carmen standing over top of the felled TJ Flores.
Well, she was actually just trying to give a tap to Flores, saying, hey, I'm sorry. And I think the lineswoman thought it was something a little bit more malicious and tried to pull her away. But just before that moment, Carmen had made a really good defensive play, getting back for that loose puck in a foot race against Flores, and was able to get that inside track and angle her off. And she's going to go off, though, for a penalty for either 2 minutes or less, giving an opportunity to the U Ottawa Gee-Gees on the power play, who so far is 0-2.
0 for 2, 1 for 7 in the tournament, and now another shorthanded chance the other way for UBC. Here, Sandlin shooting, and that went wide as Ferguson forced her off. And how many times, Brianna, are we going to see this from U Ottawa? Shorthanded chances, one after the other.
I think the better question is how many times have we seen it so far, even in just this game. I think each power play they've had so far, they've allowed that opportunity back the other way.
Ferguson, Flores. Bounces off the back of the net, Flores taken down by Morris.
Well, and you see how aggressive UBC is being on the penalty kill, because they know that they can get opportunities. If they just pressure the Gee-Gees enough, they'll turn it over.
LaPlante. Jillian Warren on the half wall. Pressured by Sandlins. Kept in. Ferguson down low. Flores tries to play that in front. Goes through the skates of Morris. Diving at it is Rhodes, and she's able to get the puck out.
Really nice diving play coming from Rhodes there. And you know, UBC doing a textbook penalty kill. They're applying pressure when they see an opportunity to do so, and really swarming, and it causes panic and turnovers on the Gee-Gees end of things. They also know that the Gee-Gees are just trying to feed Ferguson on that first unit, so they don't really have to do much thinking or strategizing on their part. They're just going to cheat over to that left flank.
Desmarais. Thorpe got in the way. Back up top to Sampson, and played across for Humphrey on the far side. Humphrey back to Sampson. Too far in front of Humphrey, and Sampson can't hold the line, and the puck's out again.
And again,
One
UBC
hopper.
doing a really good job on the penalty kill. And Gee-Gees making it a little bit easy too. They're not recognizing that UBC has put a lot of pressure up top, as Markova now is chasing down the loose puck.
Oh, great forecheck from Markova, and off the crossbar and off the post, and it stays out as Carmen came out of the box, stayed on the ice, and had a glorious chance.
Well, and a smart recognition there by Carmen coming out of the box that Markova had the puck, and she could have been the recipient of a loose puck, and Carmen was, with a beauty shot that just rang off iron.
Taken down is Perrier, and that will be a call against U Ottawa. And Morin heading to the box. UBC is going to get their first opportunity with the player advantage.
We're going to have another look at this prime opportunity for the UBC Thunderbirds. It was a great job by Markova chasing down that loose puck, and just was able to put it to the middle part of the ice for Carmen, who, as you mentioned, Desmond, had just come out of the box with the penalty being expired, and really phenomenal shot that had Genier beat, just wasn't able to put it in the back of the net.
Grace Elliott has the lone power play goal for the UBC Thunderbirds in the U Sports playoffs. They're 1 for 5 against Montreal yesterday. Morris at the top of the zone, back from Elliott. Morris will shoot, and that was stopped by Genier. The rebound by Elliott, forced wide, and Wong can't hold it, and now she gets it. Along the far boards, back up top, Thorpe. And the final minute of play in the first period. UBC looking for the game's opening goal. On the near side boards, Fleming in front, Elliott shooting, and that goes a couple feet wide. Kept in by Morris set the blue line. Wong on the far side, back for Elliott. Elliott wants Thorpe, and a good stick from Charlie Healy deflects it off the glass. Puck stays in. Fleming back to the slot, Morris. Double clutches on the shot and plays it back to Thorpe. Thorpe shot deflected in front, and Genier, her pad was in the right position and it hit her.
Oh, and she's lucky on that one as she had two big bodies in front of her in Elliott and Metham to contend
Thorpe
with.
Shot, and Genier's able to reel that down as Fleming in front of the net. And some pushing and shoving ensuing after the whistle.
Thorpe doing a good job creeping in a little bit and making that nice low shot to see if she could get some deflections, which she did. But Genier so far being squared to it. She's looking pretty sharp with the exception of that first bobbler a little bit earlier in the period. Since then, she's been dialed in.
Nike player of the game yesterday against UNB, as was Cassie McCallum off the face-off. Baird trying to get the shot through, and Ottawa will send it down the ice, and that'll do it for the power play. In this period, they'll have some carryover time into the second as we find ourselves at the end of 20 minutes scoreless. These teams will head to the dressing room and will re-strategize.
Oh, and I definitely think there needs to be some conversations had in the locker rooms. I mean, for UBC, just need to stay out of the box. Already taking 3 penalties in the first 20 minutes of play. And that's something where you got to get some flow going to your game because you've had good opportunities, just not able to capitalize. And it's hard to get any sort of momentum being built when you're sitting in the box for 6 minutes out of that period. For the Gee-Gees on the flip side, way too many turnovers, a little bit too lackadaisical with the puck, especially on the power play. To go 0 for 3 against a team where it would be really good for you to have that first goal and really get some momentum swung in your way, you need to find a way to capitalize. And doing the turnovers that they were doing and being pressured by UBC the way they were, give credit where credit is due. UBC played a much better period than the Gee-Gees, so Gee-Gees are going to have to make some adjustments in the locker room to come out for the second period, and UBC is going to have to find a way to capitalize on some prime opportunities that they've had in tight.
And they have had some good opportunities, all spurred on by Annalise Wong, the captain of the squad. She can just dance out there on the ice. It's so fun to watch her work with Elliott as a passing option for her. And we're going to send it down, speaking of Grace Elliott, to Carissa Duncan. Standing by is Grace Elliott of the UBC Thunderbirds.
Grace, what did you think of your team's first period?
It was okay. The puck was pretty bouncy. We didn't get all of our shots that we needed to, but I think we'll come out next period harder and faster and more confident. And I think we'll have more control over this game.
Now, we were actually just talking about your connection with Annalise Wong. Tell me a little bit about that connection and what she brings to your line.
Honestly, she's such a good player. She's so fast and she works so hard. So she makes it really easy to play with her. And yeah, we connected like, I think 2 years ago now. We started playing together and we haven't left each other's side ever since. So we have a pretty strong connection, and then adding Shafe to our line this year, it just worked really well for us.
I know you're graduating this year. What has this program meant to you?
So much. It means everything to me. I've learned so many lessons, and I've made some of the best friends in my entire life, so it means so much to me.
Thank you very much for your time.
Of course. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dylan. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely from Grace Elliott. The star, alongside Annalise Wong of the UBC Thunderbirds, but Grace Elliott showered in accolades over the course of her career, was the U Sports Player of the Year in 2024-25. U Sports First Team All-Canadian this year, Canada West Player of the Year, Canada West First Team All-Star, Canada West top scorer and head coach Graham Thomas said that she's going to go down as being the GOAT at UBC.
I just love that she said hi to her family. I think that was my favorite part of that entire interview. But no, Elliott, a phenomenal player, and big size, good strength, good shot that we've seen a couple times. And she mentioned, they didn't get all the shots that they needed to or wanted to. Makes sense considering they haven't been able to convert and beat Genier. So they're looking to have some adjustments there and be able to get more better quality shot offs, and also just coming out faster and stronger into the second period. She wants to have the team feel a little bit more in control. I felt they were quite in control of that game during the first 20 minutes that we saw, but maybe there's another level that Elliott is thinking about. So we will step aside, and when we come back, we'll be back with second period action. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest, le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur ici-tout.tv.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
At AMI Attachments, we say, it's not a job, it's a performance. That means the details matter to us. It means when we do the little things right, they add up. It's why product development never stops. This is our headquarters. It's home base for everything engineering and product design to automation, fabrication, assembly, and shipping.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back inside the Woolwich Memorial Centre. Sydney Lynch on the bench as the U Ottawa Gee-Gees are plotting how they can maybe open the scoring in this game against the UBC Thunderbirds, who do not give up a lot of goals. Only 24 goals against in the regular season in the Canada West Division for UBC. And Elise Hugans, same juice box, that seems to be her thing. Between periods, so Maya LaPlante, first team OUA East All-Star this season, second on the team in scoring as a defender with 21 games played, a goal, 17 assists, the team leader in assists as well. We're going to learn a little bit more about her stories and what makes her tick as a student athlete. So here's 2 minutes with Maya LaPlante.
Donc, mon nom, c'est Maëlle Laplante. Je suis défenseur et je joue pour les Gee-Gees de l'Université d'Ottawa. J'ai commencé à jouer au hockey à l'âge de 4 ans. J'ai commencé à Montmagny, puis je faisais partie d'un groupe de garçons. Puis plus tard, j'ai pu joindre une équipe de filles là, à l'âge puis oui, j'ai toujours été défenseur. Dès que je jouais des petites parties demi-glace, je me retrouvais souvent à l'arrière du groupe. Donc, ça a toujours été comme mon instinct du début d'être un défenseur. Ce que j'aime d'être défenseur, c'est de pouvoir être la dernière comme barrière de défense. Je trouve qu'on peut avoir un rôle autant défensif qu'offensif, puis c'est ça que j'aime. Je suis capable de pouvoir avoir un impact autant dans les deux côtés de la glace. Je crois comme joueuse, je suis vraiment quelqu'un de très calme. Sur la glace, j'inspire confiance et puis je me qualifierais comme une joueuse qui aime jouer intelligemment sur la glace, donc ça, ce serait une de mes qualités. C'est sûr que rester calme dans ces moments comme ce tournoi, c'est vraiment difficile. J'aime me répéter que ce que je veux être fière après le match, c'est d'avoir aucun regret. Donc, si je joue avec toute l'intensité que je peux, je suis capable de rester calme. J'essaie de me parler sur le banc puis de prendre des grandes respirations dans les moments stressants. Ce que j'ai appris dans mon temps à Ottawa, c'est de faire confiance à tout le monde qui fait partie de cette équipe. C'est difficile des fois quand tu n'as pas le contrôle surtout de faire confiance, mais j'ai tellement beaucoup de respect pour mes entraîneurs qui m'ont soutenu à travers mes 3 premières années. Puis j'ai tellement confiance en tous mes coéquipiers qui font partie de cette équipe de cette année.
That was 2 minutes with Maya LaPlante inside the Woolwich Community Centre. Fans waiting patiently for their teams to come back out onto the ice. Second period action upcoming in a couple moments. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Partout au Canada, c'est une histoire qui se répète, née d'un amour pour un sport qui nous rassemble. Des patinoires du coin à la scène mondiale, nous avançons ensemble. Avec chaque foulée, chaque arrêt et chaque rêve qui habite toute fille qui choisit le hockey. Parce que tous ces coups de patin nous propulsent. 1, 2, 3, Canada! Ensemble, vers l'avant.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est icitout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
This isn't about just showing up. It's about what you're willing to give. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. The work that matters, it happens long before anyone's watching. But it's never done alone. And when it gets hard, this team's behind you. Because the biggest victories, they're the ones that we earn together.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using Fig for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes.
Borrow better with Fig. At Miller Waste, we're proud to sponsor the 2026 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. There is lots of trash talk on the ice. At Miller Waste, we talk trash every day. We serve over 2 million Ontario households weekly, transforming more than 175,000 metric tons of recyclables and organic waste into reusable resources. Proudly Canadian, family-owned, always driving hard to the net. Let's make a difference. Game on.
Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox Sporty, Thunderbirds Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, and by Miller Waste Systems.
Welcome back inside the Woolwich Memorial Arena. Gee-Gees faithful looking on, hoping that their team can get out to an early one-shot big lead over the 1 seed, and who were the favorites in this tournament, UBC Thunderbirds. But after suffering a defeat yesterday in the shootout to Montreal, here are some of the highlights from the first 20 minutes. Brianna, short-handed chances aplenty.
Well, and the first one we're seeing is Annalise Wong. I mean, we talked about her quite a bit and how shifty she can be and how fun to watch. And Rhodes coming in here, and both these opportunities were actually short-handed, UBC being very aggressive on their penalty kill.
Yeah, U-Ottawa's really going to have to dial that in. A couple risky pinches at the blue line, some pucks being cleared over the heads of the defenders at the top of the zone. And UBC, their penalty kill through the regular season in the Canada West, 92.8%. Of course, best for first in the Canada West division. And now standing by with Carissa Duncan is U-Ottawa head coach Ali Domenico.
So Ali, obviously a difficult loss last night. You've had to regroup quite quickly here. Tell me about that process.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick turnaround, but we, again, through our playoff run, we had to have a short memory and just kind of reset for the next day, and that's obviously what we're trying to do here. We're playing the #1 team in the country, and it's a great opportunity ahead of us.
Can we talk quickly about Clara Genier, obviously your best player yesterday. What has she done for you on the ice today?
I mean, she's been solid. She's faced a ton of opportunities against her, obviously, but she's been our rock and our wall all year, and there's been no difference so far.
Best of luck in the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Ali Domenico really singing the praises of Clara Genier, who for the majority of the opening 20 minutes and in yesterday's game against UNB really kept him in the game.
Well, this is it. How can you not sing her praises? I mean, looking at the game yesterday against UNB, 44 shots. Gee-Gees were completely outshot there. It wasn't even close. And then even today, so far, UBC tallying 15 shots in just the first 20 minutes of hockey. I mean, your goaltender has to be sharp for it to still be 0-0 tie game. And we saw during the highlights just before, UBC lethal on their penalty kill, very aggressive, so many opportunities, and Genier shut the door on that one. So Gee-Gees are gonna have to be a little bit tighter with their execution of their game. UBC looking to capitalize.
And Elliott will bring the puck back in. The UBC Thunderbirds still on the power plays. The net comes off, and Elliott can't hit the cage. That is not at the right angle.
And as the net gets back onto its moorings, we will have a face-off to the right of Genier. Just 10 seconds into the second period. UBC still has 26 seconds on the power play, so an offensive zone draw for them is exactly what they're looking for.
Lining up in the dot is Fleming. It's Bilodeau. And a scrambled draw that's controlled back by UBC. Here's Thorpe, top of the zone. Dishes to Annalise Wong, trying to create a lane for herself, and she finds Wong. Wong in, tries to play it back door, and Elliott didn't know where the puck was as it deflected behind her. 10 seconds left on the power play. Morris up top, Thorpe, the right circle. Fleming dancing with the puck. Down low for Grace Elliott. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Elliott, top of the zone, brings the puck in herself. Elliott shoots, fought off by Genier. Now back to Morris at the top of the zone. That shot took a bite out of LaPlante, and now Annalise Wong brings the puck in, but it rolls off her stick. UBC keeping the pressure on after the power play expired.
Well, GG still looking like they're on a PK, to be honest with you, Desmond. And Genier fought off yet another one as Warren finally picks it up for the Gee-Gees to get it out of their zone.
Jillian Warren will drive in all by herself as reinforcements arriving off the bench. Lifted forward by Prue, and Hugans punches that back into the slot. And look out at the top of the zone. Prue had that stripped of her by Grace Elliott. Has it back now at center.
Well, it was a pass from TJ Flores to her teammate Prue right at the top, but just maybe didn't see Elliott there.
Nice pass through the middle of the ice. Ferguson trying to bust her way through. She was angled off by Morris. Ferguson tips that puck in front of the net, but UBC escapes. Over the red line. Sent in by U Ottawa. Flores to chase against Jalen Morris in the corner. Maya Healy up the near side boards, and Perrier can't get back in time. Icing called against UBC.
Oh, bit of stop and go, but just taking a look at Elliott walking right through the middle past a couple of Gee-Gees for a shot on Genier. Genier doing a really good job to track it and fight it off, and rebound goes into the corner where it's no threat.
Molly Hyington. Offensive zone face-off after the icing will have to be redone.
Getting some clarification from the lineswoman.
And back to the boards. Morris will contest for it here. 5 players along the half wall, and it's poked out. Great job by Perrier. Good second effort. And now Healy. Maya Healy sends the puck in, picked off the wall by Perrier. Off the goal stick of Genier. Cloud can't get that past. And behind the net, Maya Healy trying to center that puck, and she did. And it's protected very well by Rhodes. Sharp angle, plays that in front. And off the boards, U Ottawa will send it out. Here's Carmen in her own zone, standing at 5'10". The fifth year out of Barton, Nova Scotia. As Perrier, Sandilands rather, brings the puck, and U Ottawa thought it was offside, but now they have the puck up ice. Jane McGuire unable to find the handle, and now Ilona Markova back into the attacking zone. Sampson in front, and Dubé will come away with the puck. Gee-Gees 3-on-2. Zinger fending off the attack of Bervin.
Oh, Bervin always very tenacious on the forecheck, a lot of speed as she demonstrated there, but Zinger doing a good job utilizing her body to protect the puck and ultimately have her team get it out of their zone.
Off the boards, Dubé. Got back by Pepler. Brought in by Markova. Now she tried to get a shot through. And banked off the boards. Moret going to catch up to this puck as it was played forward by Lynch, and then looking to find Bilodeau. Behind the net now. Bilodeau to the far corner. Jillian Warren. In behind the net, Morin has to pick up her glove.
Oh, and Warren for the longest time was really just by herself before Bilodeau came in, and then Morin to bring it back up to Peru.
Great shot block by Olivia Buckley. Ona Markova causing havoc in the Gee-Gees zone. Warren finds the puck in her skates, but can't get past Sophia Gaskell and get a stoppage as the whistle is blown.
CBC Sports is the home of university sports in Canada. Catch the best men's hockey teams in the 2026 U Sports University Cup presented by Steel Mazda live from Halifax. Watch on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube with the gold medal game Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern on CBC Television. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
Brought in on the far boards by Thorpe. Below the goal line. Schaefer trying to win that puck back. Thorpe. Shot out by Ferguson. Sent in by UBC, Meffam. Moving that around the boards. Van Grossen, Alberta, that shot from the blue line. There's a couple of tips, and now Elliott has it in the corner. Off the side of the goal, Humphrey. Good pass to TJ Flores, and he finds an open wing. Alex Ferguson in over the line. Ashton Thorpe regains control, but gives the puck away at the top of the zone. Deflected toward the net. In the corner now. Alex Ferguson. And Elise Wong. Back to Thorpe. Pressure from U Ottawa.
Really good patience, though, shown by Thorpe. Again, it's easier to just throw it up and away from you. It takes a lot more composure to have that type of patience that Thorpe showed there.
After all the patience, though, was flipped up and thrown down the ice. It will be an icing call. It's down by UBC. The top line out to defend. It's icing against U Ottawa's fourth line.
Yeah, an interesting call there because Coach Domenico could have put out even the second line or what have you to counteract that.
Got a good chance in front. That's cleaned up in front by UBC. And pumped back in by Maya Laplante. Picked off by Prue. Morrison behind her net. Nice move to get away from Charlie Healy.
Very nice evasion there. And Prue had a good pinch, stepping up behind it. And Elliott that was just standing there, not moving, not even knowing that Prue was coming up behind her, so it was a good call there.
Hyington in front, and Dubé had a chance. Gloved down by Huggins.
Well, good job by Dubé making sure that she was in the right place, right time. And you know, Dubé drawing into the lineup with Pongo being out, so an opportunity to play here this game, and ends up being right there to be the recipient of the pass from Hyington in the corner. Bourbon in the corner, who had done all the grunt work to get it out to her. It's tough. Dubé coming into the lineup, haven't played that many games, only 6 during the regular season. It's tough to draw in the middle of this tournament, but making the most of her opportunity.
Played one game in the OUA playoffs. Did Natasha Dubé, coming in after Morin was given a game misconduct for a hit levied in the series against Wilfrid Laurier University. As Zinger brings the puck in, rounds the near side of the net. Zinger jobs at Carmen, shoots. Traffic in front, sent to the boards. Zinger looking to play that pass back in front. At the blue line, the shot is in the glove of Clara Genier off the stick of Mia Barrett.
There's a really good play by Zinger again, just showing that composure, that patience as she took more of the scenic route around the outside of the Gee-Gees zone. We're just looking at that last shot attempt by Baird that Genier easily gloved down. Back to Zinger's little scenic tour around the Gee-Gees zone, though. She did a really good job. Would have liked to have seen her continue on that track because Dubé didn't fall for the feint. She didn't fall for the fake. She followed that drop pass. She could have faked and then taken the middle of the ice.
And Markova crashing in toward the net. The net comes off its moorings again.
Should come outside as well, since it was Markova who knocked it off. So we'll see where the officials put the draw, but it should come outside. But again, Markova doing what she does best, just creating chaos. And it's going to stay inside the Gee-Gees zone to the left of Genier.
And off this contested face-off, it floats next to Genier. She pokes at it. Rhodes plays it back to Gaskell, drawing into the lineup in this consolation semifinal. Gaskell, shot deflects off again glass. The ecclesiology made her. And now U Ottawa back the other way, and an excellent back check from Rhodes.
It's gonna be called offside there as Warren was just about to take the puck in, but good defensive play. They gated that, and Warren stepped in before the puck did, so it will come outside the UBC zone for a face-off.
Desmarais to line up in the dot against Maya Healy, and it's brought in by U Ottawa, and then just as quickly taken out. And over the line is TJ Flores into the middle looking for Desmarais. Poked away by Maya Healy, and now on the far side, here's Weeb. Swung around by Prue, catching up on the near side is Morris. Excellent work by Buckley to protect that puck, stapled to the boards by Desmarais.
Oh, they still come out with it, even though there were two Gee-Gees on the puck.
Buckley trying to pull that back in front, and it's just tipped away from Healy at the last second. 4-on-2 back the other way for U Ottawa. LaPlante keeps that puck and elects to go wide. She'll wrap it around the near side, and U Ottawa, a 4-on-2 rush. They do keep possession of the puck, LaPlante. That bounces off the boards and out.
Some passes that are really not connecting, and not sure if it's just the lack of awareness or not wanting to get it, but Grace Elliott comes around here for a wide shot that misses Genier and the net.
On the far side, held by Annalise Wong. So to the far side, Wong. It's a back up top, Wong, Elaine, in, shoots, and that's fought off by Genier. Molly Hyington, and the net comes off again. They're gonna have to take a look at that in the second intermission, because that's their second or third time.
Well, and it's coming off way too easily at the end of the day. I mean, we're gonna take a look at Annalise Wong, so shifty, and again, she had so much time and space, due in large part actually to Elliott. Elliott put a little bit of a pick on Mepham. Mepham got tied up with her, and they both ended up going together. It was a team effort to knock off that net off its mooring. So
both very tall players, big players as well.
And you saw even during the first period, actually, Mepham and Elliott, was mostly on the UBC's power play, where they were going at it in front of the net. So two big bodies, one trying to stay in front of the eyes of Genier, the other one trying to push the other away. So not surprised that the net came off its moorings. There was a lot of force behind that, team effort, but it comes to the right of Genier for the draw.
Off the face-off, it's tied up in the dot. And Rhodes pushing forward with the puck. Rhodes pulls up with the legs of Humphrey. Markova along the near side boards, and Humphrey takes a good pop from Rhodes. Mepham. Watched closely by Sandilands. Rhodes behind the net. Humphrey gonna win that away from her, and down to the ice is Rhodes. Fishing for the puck at the top of the Gee-Gees zone. Warren runs out of room. There's seems like so many UBC players on the ice when U Ottawa wants to move through the neutral zone, and Markova brings the puck back in. Sandilands on her left, and Markova poked at by Humphrey. Great defensive play. And look out, Markova steals, that was Sandilands rather, and that was stopped point blank as Sandilands snuck in but from behind the play.
Oh, absolutely got pickpocketed there, and Sandilands has been sniffing around that net, wanting a goal, wanting to break this stalemate, and just unable to do so. But there has to be a little bit more awareness on the Gee-Gees end of where the UBC players are. They don't have as much time as they think. There's UBC players on them right from the get-go, as we see Elliott and Wong heavy on the forecheck here.
Back up top to the blue line, Schaefer. Elliott down low for Schaefer. Elliott is double teamed on the near side. Schaefer protecting that puck, back into the corner, Wong. And Sydney Lynch will come away with that puck. Flores through the neutral zone. Here's Desmarais over the blue line. In front of the net, Twardiclub shoots. What a save, that was Ferguson rather, pardon me. Huggins with a huge glove save to keep it out.
Well, that's been her first test really of this game so far, and it came against a shot from Ferguson. I mean, who else really? But great job, a great stop by Huggins to stand strong.
That's sent down the ice. Ferguson couldn't corral it. And now Fleming in over the blue line. Fleming on the wide angle. Knocked off pace by Prue. Sent below the net of Clara Genier. Fleming. Irvin has to recollect their stick as it's played to the blue line. Morris across, Thorpe shot, big tip in front, and dumped in front of the net. Was Baird, and slow to get back up to her feet. Big tip. Again, we're looking for the tip. Perrier, and that's scooped up by Genier.
Well, you can tell that Baird is having a conversation there, really not happy. A great opportunity coming from Twardiclub, but Huggins shuts the door. We'll step aside and be back in a moment. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
At Miller Waste, we're proud to sponsor the 2026 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. There is lots of trash talk on the ice. At Miller Waste, we talk trash every day. We serve over 2 million Ontario households weekly, transforming more than 175,000 metric tons of recyclables and organic waste into reusable resources. Proudly Canadian, family-owned, always driving hard to the net. Let's make a difference. Game on.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC. Both teams in the TV timeout drawing up their strategies to see who can open the scoring in this game, and the physicality really ramping up.
Oh, and I'm shocked that there was no call on that play, because Prue absolutely overhauls Baird. And I don't blame Baird for taking a second or two to just reorient herself after she felt like she was probably in a different time zone after that hit.
Yeah, Prue, the 5th year out of Nicolette, Quebec. Assist this season. He's not a stranger to throwing the body around. And borderline plays in front of the net. Lucky to get away without a call on that. Sent down the ice. Icing waved off. Fleming pushing for that puck. Below the goal line. It'll be kept in by Charlie Healy, sent toward the net. Thorpe. Behind the goal, Molly Hyington. Back up top to the blue line. Shot from LaPlante. Tipped down before it got to Huggins. Maya Healy sends the puck in, and Genia will play that up the boards and connects well with Molly Hyington, who makes a nice move around Sandilands. Zinger now on the puck for UBC. Like Ottawa was still a bit offside, as they're in forechecking right now, as that's cleared high off the glass and down the ice. Ranging after the puck is Rhodes. She'll get there first ahead of Mepham. And to help out Natasha Dubé. Knocked to the ice by Rhodes and glides hard with the boards. Now alone to Markova. Back the other way. On the far side, Markova driving in front. And Rhodes didn't get to that back post in time. Markova back with it at the top of the zone. Still going as she holds on to the puck. Left in again by the Thunderbirds. Markova below the goal line. UBC changing on the fly.
Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca or click the QR code on the screen to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about yourself and help shape future championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win prizes.
That puck hit somebody in the Thunderbirds bench as the neutral zone face-off is going back by UBC. In over the line, Gaskell will wind up and fire. That's stopped and held by Clara Genier. Don't see a lot of slap shots and haven't throughout the tournament. That's a fun one from Sophia Gaskell.
Hey, when you're a defense and you find yourself in the offensive zone with a whole runway, sometimes you gotta just default to a clapper, and that's exactly what Gaskell did, but made very easy by the fact that the Gee-Gees D gave a lot of room. Their gap control was not very tight on that play, which allowed a lot of open ice to Gaskell to take advantage of.
Collision along the board. Sampson will be called as getting up and jawing. It's Annalise Wong who was knocked to the ice. Winning a power play for her team.
No, it was a great job there by Wong, and that's the result of just hard work in the offensive zone. And Sampson got up high on Wong. I'm actually surprised that it wasn't a more serious infraction that was called, honestly, as it was direct contact to the head. But Wong is in a good mood on the bench, having drawn a penalty for her team, and Thunderbirds are on the power play.
Markova off the wall, back to Zinger. They'll switch places. Markova down to Zinger. Right-handed shot. Markova, sharp angle. To the far side, and it's cleared down the ice by U Ottawa. Racing after the puck, Alex Ferguson against Sandlin. The 214s into the corner.
Good job by Zinger providing that secondary support as Sandlin's took the body of Ferguson.
And over the line is Zinger, swatted at by Reese Mevim in front of the net. It'll fall back to the blue line. That shot scores! Ashton Thorpe on the power play breaks the ice. It's 1-0 UBC.
Oh, and there were so many bodies between Thorpe and Genier. I don't even think Genier saw it. Was a nice pass by Zinger to find Thorpe, and Thorpe didn't really take a lot of time to wind up and fire. She kind of curled a little bit into the center to create a better angle for herself as a righty, and she just let it go. It's the perfect shot from the point. Not too high, not too low, just a little bit off the ice to beat Genier and capitalize on the power play to take a 1-0 lead.
Ashton Thorpe, the fifth-year arts major out of West Kelowna, BC. Had 10 points in the regular season and a goal against Manitoba in the playoffs in the finals.
Well, that play really started in the UBC zone. Sandlin going back for it, taking the body on Ferguson, and Zinger providing that secondary support to take it up herself into the Gee-Gee zone. So a D passed it to her D partner on the power play to capitalize on it.
Gee-Gees back in the attacking zone. One back by Bilodeau. There's a player in front, and that's cleaned up. It comes to Morin, and that shot goes off a leg. Annalise Wong will settle it down, lurking for that puck. Morin still, and now she'll peel off. Schaefer. UBC trying to get out of their own zone. It'll be turned back by Molly Hyington. Sending past Hugans. So Baird registering the assist. And a power play goal. Swung in by Healy. Charlie Healy for U Ottawa.
Good step up there coming from Sampson.
Dubé battling for that puck along the board. Sampson to the blue line. Maya LaPlante, rather. Dubé, a bit of a reverse hit on Maya Healy, and Sampson tracks back into her own zone. 17 minutes gone in this second period of play. It's 1-0 for UBC in this consolation semifinal. Played through the neutral zone. Dubé trying to get in on the attack. McGuire overskates the puck and then pulls over Healy. Zinger. On the near side is Olivia Buckley from Trail, British Columbia. Humphrey can't get that puck out of the zone. Right into the skates of Sandilands, who walks in and shoots, and that shot was deflected. Now Markova on the puck. Markova forced wide by Reese Meffam, and Markova will pick this up on the side of the net. Meffam falls down, plays in front, and that went wide. Back up top to Gaskell, shoots, hit a couple of bodies in front. Markova on the rebound. There was a bobbling puck, couldn't cash. And shoots again over top of the net. Gaskell slips past Flores, played in front. Pass to the corner boards again, picked out by Markova. Markova knocked to the ice.
You have an extremely tired group of Gee-Gees out there, just as I was about to say that. It's like Genier heard me, and she decides to cover up that puck and get her team a change. You can tell they were just dogged out there in UBC, really looking to take advantage. A lot of sustained ozone time for them. Very strong on their skates, winning the puck battles in the corners, and just capitalizing a little bit on turnovers by the Gee-Gees. Gee-Gees just handing the puck over like they don't want it.
And in that start of the first intermission interview with Grace Elliott, talked about wanting to assert dominance on the ice.
Which I really thought they asserted their presence and dominance in the first period, but it's like they took it up another level here in the second.
Behind the net, another chance to wrap the puck around and stuff it in short side. Fleming is mauled by a couple of Gee-Gees, bowled over, I believe, by Bilodeau. Everybody will separate.
Well, I think Bilodeau was trying to contain Warren a little bit, as well as you saw her around there, just putting her arm around, as there was a battle that happened behind the net. UBC came out with it. It was Baird, and then whacking at it after the whistle for a couple of extra times was Fleming. And you know, Gee-Gee's really not liking that one. It's going to be Sampson who heads back to the box. There's a conversation going on between Bilodeau as well as the official, probably wondering why it was just Sampson that was taken and not Fleming for that extra hack on their goaltender. You know, it's unfortunate for the Gee-Gees that resulted in a penalty, but I admire that work. I admire that move, and you know, as a defense, you don't let anyone touch your goalie. That's a prime example. Sampson probably not wanting to take a penalty, but that's what you have to do sometimes to defend your players as well.
Here's Thorpe, top of the zone. Morris Thorpe, who scored the power play goal a couple moments ago. Morris switches spots with Thorpe. She'll wind up and fire again. That was blocked by Beatrice Bilodeau. At center ice, caught up. Annalise Wong. Ottawa in possession in the last minute of the second period of play. Looking to get out of this period, only down by a goal, as Annalise Wong brings the puck in past Warren. Warren stays with the play and pins it to the boards. Morin trying to get the puck out. UBC still in on the press. Markova plays it back up top to Morris. Morris to Zinger. Back to Morris. Shooting, backdoor pass off the base of the post, and it stays out. Up top to the blue line again. Zinger to the near side. Left circle, Markova. She'll move to the top of the umbrella. Markova, far side, clap! Over top of the net. Ricochets high off the end boards, and Zinger puts that high as well. Jillian Warren losing her twig. And the buzzer sounds, and that'll take us to our second intermission. What a flurry of chances at the end of the second period. The UBC Thunderbirds will have carryover time into the third period to start the third on the power play, and Ottawa lucky to get out of that. only a goal down.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, Desmond. I think you just know me so well at this point, but Gee-Gees extremely lucky to only allow 1 goal during that time and not have a second one in the last few minutes. There were so many opportunities that the Thunderbirds had, and it's like they just keep coming at you. They don't stop. And Gee-Gees, you could tell, the more tired between the two teams, and a lot of that is to do with the fact they spent most of that period in their zone. And with the long change into effect, it's very difficult to have short shifts and keep your players fresh and keep your legs fresh. So really great period coming from UBC Thunderbirds. Gee-Gees have got to find a way to avoid the clogging up in the middle that UBC is so good at doing. And you got to test Huggins a little bit more. She really has not been tested except for one opportunity that Torta Club had, and that was earlier in the period. And that was about it.
This is a team that does not give a lot of goals up. The UBC Thunderbirds will send it down now to the captain of the U Ottawa Gee-Gees, Regis Bilodeau, standing by with Carissa Duncan.
What would you like to see your team do to get back into this in the third period?
Like, our team is just a bunch of fighters. I'm sure like we'll get in the third with a winning mindset, and we'll give our all.
You know, to get this program back to the national stage after so long away, what has that meant to you?
It's amazing. Like, coming up to university, I think it's always a dream, and just to make it to Natties this year, like, it's awesome. All the support we got from alumni, our families, our friends, it's just amazing.
And you were recognized this season for your work in the community as well with the Marion Hilliard Award. How did that feel to get that recognition?
I'm very grateful. My team and the coaching staff has been an awesome support for me, so it's just, yeah, I'm so proud to be here and to get this recognition. It's amazing.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That was Beatrice Bilodeau with Carissa Duncan. Beatrice Bilodeau, the captain of the U Ottawa Gee-Gees, captaining this squad, this group to their first appearance at nationals in 17 years, and she's right. They are a group of fighters. They didn't have the easiest road to the McCaw Cup. Came up against the defending McCaw Cup champion Varsity Blues in the first round. Beat them in 3 games. The Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks in the semifinals. Finished top in the OUA standings, beat them in 3 games, and then it was a tight contest against the Welcome Griffins in the McCaw Cup final.
And that really needs to be the messaging in the Gee-Gees locker room before coming out for the third period, is saying to each other, we have been in these situations before. Look at the road that we took to get here. Look at over the course of the season. We've had overtime opportunities to play where we can leverage our experience. We've had now the shootout experience against UNB. We made it here. Every game has taught us so much. We have to get back to playing our game. We have to get hard on the forecheck. We have to make sure that we are pressuring the Thunderbirds and not giving them that time and space that they so much enjoy to work with. And we have to test out Huggins a lot more.
Just Bilodeau, a career high, 7 goals, 7 assists for 14 points this season. It's 1-0 for UBC over Ottawa. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
I have a degree in meteorology. I am a licensed electrician.
I went to veterinary school.
Life might not care who you are, but we do. Grads and professionals can save more. Just one of many ways TD Insurance helps you save. It's how we're making insurance more human.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
At Miller Waste, we're proud to sponsor the 2026 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. There is lots of trash talk on the ice. At Miller Waste, we talk trash every day. We serve over 2 million Ontario households weekly, transforming more than 175,000 metric tons of recyclables and organic waste into reusable resources. Proudly Canadian, family owned, always driving hard to the net. Let's make a difference. Game on.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC. UBC leads U Ottawa 1-0 in this consolation semifinal. It's time now to learn a little bit more about and share the stories of student athletes competing in this year's tournament. We've sung her praises all game long. Here's 2 minutes with Grace Elliott.
Hi, my name is Grace Elliott. I play on UBC Women's Hockey. My position is left wing, and I'm in my 5th year. I started my hockey journey by my dad. He put me in school when I was 2. He runs a little rink in Cloverdale, BC. And ever since then, I've been skating and playing hockey. I love my teammates. Obviously, that was a big thing for me, and I love skating. And my dad was always a big, not pressure, but he always influenced me to play hockey because he loved it so much. So I just began loving it when I knew he did. I was D for a bit. I never played goalie because I hated it. I never wanted to put the gear on, but I've been forward mostly my whole life. I think that I'm a offensive forward, very offensive forward. I have a good shot and I like to use my reach, and I also have a big presence in front because of my size. Honestly, it's tough playing against other teams that always play their best against you, and I think that they always kind of have it out for me in my life. Success to me is having fun. First of all, I know that's very cliche, but having fun, pushing yourself, pushing your teammates, just giving it your all and leaving it all out there. I think that's success to me. Even if you don't win on the scoreboard, if you give it your all, I think it's still success.
That was 2 minutes with Grace Elliott, a goal against Montreal yesterday in the quarterfinals. Third period action coming up in just a couple moments. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Partout au Canada, c'est une histoire qui se répète, née d'un amour pour un sport qui nous rassemble. Des patinoires du coin à la scène mondiale, nous avançons ensemble. Avec chaque foulée, chaque arrêt et chaque rêve qui habite toute fille qui choisit le hockey. Parce que tous ces coups de patin nous propulsent. 1, 2, 3, Canada! Ensemble, vers l'avant.
Stalemate, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine. Parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ici-tout.tv.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
That's embarrassing. You know what's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
U Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox Sporty, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, and by Miller Waste Systems.
Welcome back inside the Woolwich Memorial Arena. Players from the Guelph Griffins getting prepped for their semi-final today against the Concordia Stingers. That's coming up in a couple hours at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's surely to be one you won't want to miss. Take a look at some of the highlights in that second period.
Zinger, like we had mentioned, doing a great job passing it back to Thorpe. Thorpe winding up, taking advantage of all the bodies out in front to beat Genier to take a 1-0 lead. Zinger doing great things, rushing it up herself, which created that goal. Really great work there coming from both defensive players for the Thunderbirds. And Gee-Gees may be getting a little bit frustrated, picking up the physicality we saw during that second period. And, you know, I've never been to a monster truck derby, but I imagine that it looks a little like what we saw during that second period. Sampson taking a couple penalties during that period to put the Gee-Gees down a body.
Yeah, that was certainly a physical period of play. Stats after 40 minutes of play, basically doubling up the Gee-Gees in shots are the UBC Thunderbirds, 26-12. Also leading in the face-offs category, which is so crucial, especially on the power play, 20-14. And both teams getting in the shooting lanes and blocking shots. We'll send it down now to Carissa Duncan, who's standing by with head coach of the UBC Thunderbirds, Graham Thomas.
Graham, I know this isn't how you wanted your tournament to go. You've talked a lot to me about the calm confidence of the veteran group that you've had. What role did they play in kind of turning things around quickly today?
They played a huge role in it. We're just kind of finding a reason to get up for today and to play, finding our why, and a lot of it's based around playing for our seniors. You know, we got a big senior group representing our school, playing for Pride, playing for Canada West. So just there's a lot of reasons to still play, and hey, we still get to play, and we want to earn that opportunity to play on the very last day that the season can run on a Sunday. And so that's a lot of motivating factors for us.
And 1-0 lead, what have you got to do to hang on to that in the third period?
Yeah, just got to keep playing on the attack and not get too back on our heels. They're a great team there. We got to expect them to come back at us, and we just got to keep the puck in their zone, make smart decisions with it, and keep attacking. And yeah, just play smart defensively.
Best of luck in the rest of the game, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Thomas with Carissa Duncan to start this third period of play. Talked about playing for the seniors, playing as much hockey as possible, getting out of the Nationals experience, and playing for the seniors, 11 fifth years on the UBC roster, Brianna.
Oh, that's what it's all about, right, is playing for each other, the person sitting on either side of you in the locker room, and that's exactly what Graham Thomas is talking about there. And, you know, I like what he said, just keep pushing. A lot of times when teams have a 1-0 lead, they tend to sit back on their heels and don't really keep pushing. They take their foot off the gas pedal, and that's something that Thomas wants to make sure that his team doesn't do in this third period. He understands that the Gee-Gees are a strong team. They're going to come out in this third period with fire in their bellies, and so he wants the Thunderbirds to keep doing what they do.
And UBC still has 30 seconds of power play time to work with as it's sent it in front by Wong and finds the far boards. Annalise Wong back to the left circle, and Elliott with a shot testing Genier, and she's able to swallow it up.
Genier looking sharp to start this third period. And, you know, nothing like a wide angle shot to get yourself into this third period.
The nerves.
Yep, exactly. A nice little easy one there from the outside.
Still on the power play though, our UBC, 10 seconds left as Thorpe sends it around, and the stick of Nepham catapults out of her hands.
That had a lot of air on it. That stick, that went very far.
Like a monster truck derby.
I'd imagine. Not that I've been to one, but I feel like I've now been to one. And it looks like it's going to be Elliott heading to the box. And I did not see Elliott near Bethlehem, and you see Graham Thomas shaking his head on the bench at that call. And it's going to come back into the UBC zone.
So it'll be 4-on-4 for 8 seconds, and then another power play for U Ottawa.
Oh, that's a gift for U Ottawa at that point, and you know, looking to capitalize there as they maintain
nice pass
possession.
Over the far side. Warren with a shot. Ferguson in front of the net, and it's cleared past LaPlante. Gee-Gees to the power play.
Rhodes heavy on that forecheck.
There's Jillian Warren. Back up the near side. Here's the blue line. Gee-Gees looking for the tying goal in this consolation semifinal. Held at the blue line by Warren. Bodied down to the ice by Rhodes.
That was a heavy, heavy hit from behind as Baird is in on the forecheck short-handed.
Fleming was skating to the front of the net, then came over to the corner to help out.
Well, Thunderbirds know that the Gee-Gees give up a lot of turnovers, just as they did here, and Fleming has it now shorthanded behind the Gee-Gees net.
Fleming, LaPlante, and that's taken back by Ottawa. Their power play in this game against UBC, it's hard to sugarcoat. It has not been good at all.
Well, and the big common denominator, I almost lost my words there for a sec, common denominator for the Gee-Gees is that it's a lack of urgency on the power play. This is exactly what it is. There seems to be no urgency to understand where they're going with the puck before they even receive it. And this is really the end result from that, is that you're trying to figure it out once you already have the puck, and by that point, it's too late.
Great checking by Perrier. 15 seconds left in their penalty kill, and they force Genier to take a face-off.
You know, and Genier probably could have played that puck, as she did have Elmira in the corner there. But I think Genier was thinking, you know what, I'm going to just freeze it. I'm going to settle it down. We're really scrambly right now. Let's give my team an opportunity to get set up again. So not a bad call on that one, as we're going to have another look at that hit from behind on Warren. It was Rhodes who hit Warren, and there was no call there. Warren a little bit slower to her feet, but still was able to get up on her own, and we do see her out there again, so she seems no worse for wear.
Schaefer behind the net. Look, showing Warren rather on the far side. Schaefer moves up to try to steal the puck away from her, and Warren, top of her zone, trying to sneak that puck out, can't do it. Annalise Wong takes over. UBC floats that down. Grace Elliott below the goal line. Elliott rounds around Mepham and into support. Nice toward a club. Ferguson on the near side. Ferguson gets a pop from Elliott, sent toward the net, and cross check down in front. Was that Annalise Wong? Nope. As it was Annalise Wong who was felled in front of the net, and now Annalise Wong behind the goal, looking to try to win that puck back for UBC. And she plays the blue line. Sandelin sends it down low. Great pressure from Annalise Wong, who's been out there for an extended period of time. Ferguson has to reel that puck in and chips it out to center. And over the line are the UBC Thunderbirds. Gaskell. Markova takes over and brings it around to Rhodes on the near side boards. Pepler will test. That shot is blocked, and Charlie Healy might have a step here on the near side. Healy, sharp angle, shoots short side, and that's stopped by Huggins.
Great block there coming from Healy, and getting on her horse there. So you would have liked to have seen her cut in a little bit more and really challenge Pepler for a better angle shot on Huggins, but nonetheless, good job there by Healy. And it really just has felt like UBC just keeps on coming. There's no relief. They're absolutely relentless in their forechecking abilities.
Yeah, wave after wave, and that's all spurred on by Annalise Wong. She's such a dynamite player in the attacking zone, never gives up.
It's Wong. I've also noticed that Rhodes is very good on the forecheck. You have Markova, and so you have every line essentially where there's at least one person that is 100% relentless on the forecheck. They're not giving any opportunity to the Gee-Gees. So no matter what line is out, there's UBC players in your face no matter what.
And here is Delona Markova driving toward the net, flashes that across the face of goal, and couldn't find Sandelin's. That's something, that same play is what you would have liked to have seen Charlie Healy do.
No, exactly, 100%. Markova does it really well. She has a lot of speed, and she utilizes her body. She understands how to use her body to do that. The World is coming to London, Ontario this summer. Don't miss the 2026 FISU World University Rowing Championships from August 13th to the 15th in partnership with Western University Rowing Canada and Tourism London. For more information, visit rowing2026.fisu.net.
Face off to the left of Elise Huggins, and it's controlled by UBC and cleared high off the glass by Zinger. Good reverse hit by Maya Healy in the neutral zone. Now below the goal line is Zinger. The far side boards played into the middle of the ice. Morin to the near side. Here's Carmen. Offside are the UBC Thunderbirds, and won't give anybody the benefit of the doubt and whistle it down right away.
No, I was going to say that was a really quick whistle compared to what we've seen earlier. I think in the game there was an extended time of offside, and they had a little bit of time to work with it.
14:52 left to go in U-Ottawa's season as the winner of this game moves on to the consolation final on Sunday, and the loser will head home. Eflin had to be careful with that puck, protects, and is lifted back in by UBC.
Oh, miscommunication there between Genier and Humphrey. Should have just left it for Humphrey as it came out in front. Nervy moment there.
Ferguson receives that pass, nice short pass to Humphrey, in over the line. And now collected on the near side. Here's Perrier 1-on-2. Perrier will drive below the goal line, waits for reinforcements to arrive. Schaefer gets to it below the goal line. Great play, skate to stick. Schaefer protecting that puck and takes a pop from Humphrey. Thorpe pinches and keeps the puck in, tries to drag that around Desmarais. And Annalise Wong plays that down low. Here's Schaefer again. Wong below the goal line. Humphrey taken down by Wong, shoulder to shoulder. And played back up top to the blue line. Thorpe receives that pass and siphons that in. Flores got to stick to it, but couldn't get the puck out. And Schaefer on the far side. Good sustained zone time here for the BC Thunderbirds as Elliott had a chance to tip that through. Annalise Wong, it's been about a minute of U-Ottawa hemmed in their zone here as that's a great move by Morris to walk in. Sharp angle, Morris plays it in front looking for a Karam in the blue paint. And it's cleared away, kept in at the blue line. Waves and waves of UBC Thunderbirds pressure.
Oh, hey, head coach Graham Thomas wanted his team to keep
Picked up,
pushing.
that shot is blockered away by Genier. No time to talk.
No time to talk at all. But, you know, head coach Graham Thomas wanted his team to keep pushing. I think he'd be pretty happy with how they've continued their relentless pressure in this third period. Like you said, at least a minute of just staying in the U-Ottawa zone. And you could tell they were so tired, they didn't even have the energy to go chase the loose puck, let alone get it out.
Continuing to assert their dominance in this game, but it's only a one-goal game. Exactly doubled up are the shots, 28-14 right now in favor of the Thunderbirds, of course. As Hyington pulls that in toward a club, steps past Carmen. Zinger. Head up, nice pass into the neutral zone. Rhodes drops it. Markova could win that back, and Plante. Dubé. Shot goes past the goal line. And at the blue line, it'll be kept in. But poke passed through by Markova. Curve into the line, but it's kept in. Healy trying to play that through, and LaPlante for U-Ottawa. Out at center ice, Dubé. They look close at the line, but they are in onside. As it swung toward the front of the net, bobbled up the blocker of Huggins, and she holds on.
Again, another scuffle in front. Whenever the goaltender is involved or even slightly touched, their respective team takes offense to that, and ended up being Dubé on the receiving end, as from her knee she makes a nifty pass to LaPlante. Somehow everyone managed to stay on side, and Dubé heads to the front of the net for that opportunity. Huggins making a good save, just staying there, staying strong, and then she quietly leaves the crease and lets her team defend her honor, of course, in there.
Natasha Dubé has had two great scoring chances in this game coming into this game, replacing Pongo as that set behind the UBC bench.
Well, you know what, though, again, drawing into the lineup at this time is very challenging, especially after having only played 6 games the regular season, 1 game in the playoffs. And it's how do you come in and be impactful without detracting away from the team? And it's really just by keeping it simple. And Dubé's done that. She hasn't tried anything fancy or flashy. She's just kept it quite simple, basic, did her job, and make sure that she's in the right place when she needs to be.
The UBC staff having a bit of a chuckle on the bench after that puck ricocheted right to them. Good reflexes from everybody all around the backup goalie. Didn't think that she would have to be making a save in this game, but the puck came near her. Always have to be ready. Sent back in. Baird watching proceedings closely as Mepham up the far side runs into Perrier. Mepham hard down to the ice. Fleming down low looking for Baird. Cross seam pass, and Jillian Warren protecting the puck using her body. Big play from her, and up now to Humphrey.
Well, it's because Warren expects it now. She's already been burned once, being hit from behind. She knows to kind of do a shoulder check here or there and scan behind her to make sure she knows her surroundings and acts accordingly like she did there.
Just about halfway through this 3rd period of play as Jalen Morris moves up the near side boards. Pumped by Flores behind the net. Sampson trying to win the puck back. Zinger protecting it very well, but plays it right to Alex Ferguson. Gee-Gee trying to break back the other way, but they run into a couple of UBC Thunderbirds, and just like that, possession back with UBC. And now quickly up the near side. Oh, what a move by Healy. She is upended and draws a penalty as Maya Healy, a dash up the near side. Cutting to the ice, it'll be called a trip.
That's a tough break. LaPlante really just coming off the bench as there was a change and just ends up taking that penalty. So the Gee-Gees will be shorthanded when we return. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Well, this tournament is the final event for 12 players on UBC's team. We heard their head coach Graham Thomas talking about the fantastic veteran group he's had with this team, and one of those players is Grace Elliott, who could hear her name called at this year's PWHL draft. She plays with fire and determination. Graham Thomas told me she can defend well, she has a good hockey IQ, and she can put the puck in the net. That's a game that could translate well to the PWHL. Back to you up in the booth.
Not a lot of time remaining in U Ottawa's season as they'll have to defend shorthanded again as UBC back to the power play. LaPlante in the box for chipping after a great dash up the near side from Maya Healy. Charlie Healy's sister. And for UBC is Schaefer. Curls back. Annalise Wong trying to play that forward. Wrapped around the near side boards. Thorpe. Schaefer behind the net. Annalise Wong, the captain. Back up top to Morris. Back to Wong in the left circle. Elliott. Switching places as players head to the front of the net. Wong parked right in front. And now there's an option for Elliott. Wong on the puck in the right circle. Plays up top. Morris shoots, and that was blocked. And Samson will get on it here, try to clear the danger. And it rolls right to Genier. She sprawls out and covers up.
Good decision there by Genier. Again, there wasn't really another option other than allowing UBC a shot on her, and just a good job being aggressive, coming out of her crease and pouncing on that loose puck. Some really good movement coming from the Thunderbirds, not too dissimilar from what we've seen other times throughout the game from them.
Just over 8.5 to go in this third period. 45 seconds remain on the power play. Gaskell. Puck on the near side that bounces past. Zinger has to be careful with it. Does really well to escape that onslaught of Ferguson. And on the attack on the far side, Gaskell right back in, plays it through the blue paint. Here's Zinger. Gaskell. Back to Zinger, watched by Humphrey. That shot by Markova goes wide. Gaskell back out of the corner. And Reese Metham will tie that puck up along the boards. That'll do it for the UBC power play. Back to 5-on-5, but pressure stays on. Out of the box, LaPlante, and is just able to squeak that up. Now LaPlante has the puck on her stick. Hounded by Ilona Markova, but is able to protect for now. And then is rubbed out along the boards by Gaskell.
Well, good defensive plays there coming from UBC to then go back the other way. And LaPlante had just come out of the box, just didn't have any secondary support on that rush.
Here's Markova. Well, Test gets the rebound as well, and neither of those shots able to get through. As below the goal line, Samson will carry that puck around. Nice move from LaPlante to get the puck out.
And it comes right back into the GG zone.
Genier trouble with that again, as Maya Healy was lurking. As Beatrice Bilodeau now on the far side. 4 players fighting for that puck along the boards.
There's 3 UBC players in there. That means there has to be at least 3 GGs to come out with the puck, and that's why UBC still has possession after that battle.
Going down on the near side boards was a Thunderbird, and now on the far side, it'll be kept in by Carmen. Behind the net, tripped up Fleming. And we'll play on as Annalise Wong sends it below the goal line. Annalise Wong toward the net off the block of Genier, and it trickles past the post. Genier down, poking at the puck. The rebound is sent wide by Carmen. And pinned to the boards by Rhodes. Ottawa trying to escape this heavy press from UBC.
Well, and it seems like that's what they've been trying to do all third period, as the Thunderbirds are relentless, and that was just another good opportunity.
Fleming couldn't fire, and now she does, and a soft one goes off the right pad of Genier. Now Jillian Warren able to skate that puck up for Ottawa. Some players need to change, but she's not able to get the puck in deep, and Annalise Wong has it through the neutral zone. Into enemy territory. Schaefer down low for Annalise Wong and Reese Metham. Picked up by Ottawa. Here's Molly Hyington in on the attack, shielded by Thorpe. Thorpe below the goal line. Up to Wong. Richmond, BC. Here's Grace Elliott. Upended, and that one will be called. And UBC heading back to the power play. Grace Elliott drawing the call.
Oh, this is what happens. It's going to be Humphrey that's heading to the box after hauling down Elliott. This is what happens, though, when you're so relentless on the forecheck, because we're going to have a look at that last opportunity. Wong on that backdoor just drifted a little bit too far away from the net, and the scramble that ensued afterwards, not much ending up there. Humphrey just gets her stick into the skates of Elliott. And as we've mentioned other times, Desmond, anytime you're getting your stick in the skates of the opposing player, it's going to be a penalty every time. I think Elliott happy for once that she drew a penalty instead of getting a penalty due to her size.
5:09 left to go in the third period of play. Timeout called by U Ottawa.
CBC Sports is the home of university sports in Canada. Catch the best women's hockey teams all weekend on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. The gold medal game will be broadcasted on CBC Television Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
So the UBC Thunderbirds 1 for 4 on the power play so far this afternoon. The goal, Ashton Thorpe. The 5-hole of Genier, flying down the slot with speed.
Gee-Gees are going to have to make sure that they really continue to get in shooting lanes, and Genier's going to have to be the best penalty killer out there. UBC looking to capitalize, like we mentioned, on this power play here.
That floats right to Genier. She's able to cover it up. U Ottawa, 5 minutes remain in their 2025-26 season. They want to try to extend it to at least one more game on Sunday. But UBC has looked far and out the better team in this contest as the 1 seed. Only 2 losses all year in 28 games played.
Oh no, they've looked dominant throughout this game, and again, we don't have this stat, but if I had ozoned times, that would be interesting to see.
Morris down low. Here's Wong. She'll play that bucket back up top. Morris lets it go, and that shot is bobbled for a second. Genier, puck still loose, still there off the blocker of Genier, side of the post. Digging at it is Wong, and Genier is able to hold the fort, keep it out.
Tremendous job there by Genier. There's really no other way to put it, but you also have 4 Gee-Gees in front of Genier that are needing to help clear people out, or the puck out, or both from in front of the net. In times like that, you either get the puck or you take bodies, but you got to do something. There was a lot of standing around there coming from the Gee-Gees.
And UBC still 1:21 to go on this power play as it comes back to Rhodes, who fires a high shot off the blocker of Genier. Kept alive by Perrier, digging out of the corner. Nice move by Perrier to feed it to Sandilands on the far side. Zinger. Sandilands. A lane for herself, shooting, and that goes off a leg and into the corner. Rhodes to the near side. Here's Ilona Markova, still awaiting her first goal at Nationals. Markova. Up top now, Perrier skating downhill, fires a shot just over top of the net.
Well, that's the second time that Perrier was able to cut through the middle. On the first attempt, Ferguson did a good job switching the lane of which she put her stick. This time, she allowed Perrier the full inner part of the ice, which is not something that you want to allow on the penalty kill.
Off the face-off, controlled again. Rhodes tries to fire, she'll get the rebound right back. 35 seconds of power play time left to go. Zinger at the blue line. Markova. Skating well, fires that shot, it was blocked. Jillian Warren, the rebound came and falls to Rhodes again, who fires that puck just wide. Off the boards, kept in by Zinger, poked at Warren, a race for the puck, but Zinger's gonna angle her off. Warren still going though, shorthanded, into the attacking zone. 3:15 to go, that'll do it for the UBC power play. As Humphrey is straight from the box, turned over. Picked back up as Ferguson was in a wrestling match in the attacking zone with Sandilands, and Zinger will pump it back in.
Well, the stick of Sandilands was completely in the armpit of Ferguson on that one, so I understand her taking to the ice after that.
Turn that puck over. Schaefer, short side, comes out the same side, pass in front for Wong, and that was sent wide. Sampson. Schaefer gets it to Wong again. Wong building up ahead of steam, will let that shot go. It's stopped by Genier. The rebound is loose. Genier's down. And she's able to hold on. UBC pressing, but Genier holding the fort. Not a lot of time remaining, though, this third period.
Oh, and Ferguson does a good job picking up that puck, and you can see the stick of Sandilands up in the armpit of Ferguson. She ends up being hauled down as a result. The arms stay down, whistles stay in the pockets, and Genier able to have an opportunity to breathe.
So Ottawa calling timeout, try to draw up a tying goal to this goal from Thorpe.
Zanger, like we mentioned, did a really phenomenal job, and the fact that it came all the way out to Thorpe at the point with no interference was pretty impressive, and Thorpe just taking that stutter step into the middle to improve her angle, let her shot go to beat Genier. Genier's been outstanding in this game, only allowing 1 goal on 38 shots.
Yeah, Genier has been solid all season long for Ottawa, and despite a couple of bubbled pucks while handling the puck, the rest of her performance has been stellar. 2:27 remaining in Ottawa's season. A face-off in their defensive zone, and Mepham will pound it around the near side boards, looking for a set play off the jaw, and Bilodeau up here with the puck. Bilodeau into the attacking zone, plays up top to the blue line, laid off, LaPlante, Ferguson takes it back. LaPlante winds up and fires. That was blocked by Annalise Wong, and she'll send that puck down the ice. Perfect weight. Net is empty for Ottawa. 2 minutes left to work with, 6 on 5 for the Gee-Gees. Nice pass through the neutral zone, Morin. Now Ferguson. Over the line, and that's picked out by Schaefer. And sending offside, as Ferguson was an inch just inside the blue line still.
I wonder if the UBC staff on the bench practice going at the same time to say, hey, that was offside, because all of them put their hand up at the exact same time. It's very impressive, actually.
They're a well-oiled machine. They are a unit.
They execute as one.
Minute 47 left. Look at that. So that all good play in a neutral zone face-off. Far away from the attacking zone for Ottawa. Maya Healy, excellent pressure on Beatrice Bilodeau. And UBC forces Ottawa back into the zone. Genier will have to vacate the net again if Ottawa can move it up ice with $1:30 left in the period. That's sent in. Icing waved off as it was tipped on. Markova hacks at that puck. It gets past LaPlante. A race for the puck now on the near side. Net empty for Ottawa. Baird a chance, and she's hit to the boards by Warren.
It was a really good defensive play by Warren, and Baird just had eyes for that empty net.
Still a huge chance. Thorpe looking for 2. What a save by Warren.
Nice kick save.
And a beauty. Under a minute left in this third period as Ottawa sends that down the ice to nobody in particular, and Thorpe will pick it back up and send it down, and that'll go for icing against UBC.
Good opportunity here for the Gee-Gees offensive zone draw, but at the end of the day, face-offs have been dominated by the Thunderbirds, as we're going to take another look at that kick save by Warren. Absolutely phenomenal job there by Warren to make sure that an empty net goal was not happening at that moment. Big draw here for the Gee-Gees. If they want to have any opportunity on Huygens, Desmarais has to be strong in the dot.
They're playing 300 violin orchestra in the Woolwich Community Centre in Elmira, Ontario. Last call here for Ottawa. If they want to tie this up to extend their season, UBC looking to hang on and make it to the consolation final. 30 seconds to go in the period. That's sent out and down the ice, rolling toward the empty net and in. 2-0 for UBC, and that'll ice the game.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Fleming who just spun around on her forehand and took a shot. Looked like a left-handed there. Yep, and it is Fleming. It wasn't even a looker. She just tossed it down and said, I want it out of here. And it ended up going into the empty net. You know what? Great job by the Thunderbirds. They really converged on the Gee-Gees on the boards. They didn't give them any time or space, nothing. There wasn't just one of them defending in that battle either. There were a couple of them, and they've done that throughout the entirety of this game, Desmond. They've outnumbered the Gee-Gees to win those puck battles. They were super on puck retrieval when there was a loose puck, or they did turn it over, and they dominated in many categories throughout this game.
100% Jacqueline Fleming, fourth-year arts major, played for the Edmonton Pandas before coming to the University of British Columbia and be iced by U-Ottawa. 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points in 28 regular season games played, and he just had a sense for the net there, turned and fired, and that was hoisting in 200 feet away.
That's a really great shot, actually.
Off the draw, UBC maybe looking for one more shot towards Genier, and Bilodeau perhaps with the last touch to the puck. And U-Ottawa season end, the University of British Columbia, the Thunderbirds move on to the consolation final and will have a chance to finish 5th in the tournament.
Well, and UBC deserves this. They deserved this game. They were the better team. They scored. U-Ottawa didn't. I mean, Genier making 38 saves out of 39 shots. I mean, it's phenomenal, especially coming after that matchup against UNB yesterday, facing as many shots as she did. And U-Ottawa only registering 15 shots. And I would say only a couple of them were quality grade A opportunities on Huggins.
Yeah, U-Ottawa not getting the same scoring prowess that they were able to through the regular season. As only 15 shots in a game is not going to be enough to break past Elise Huggins, the 5th year, who didn't lose a game all season long at 16-0.
Well, when you're playing against a team who is the first seed for a reason, they were very strong throughout the game in each zone on the ice, and they very much supported one another. They had great secondary support in their own zone, neutral zone, and the offensive zone, and it goes back to the puck battles that they won. Regardless of where they were on the ice, they minimized turnovers, where I found the Gee-Gees had a lot of turnovers. So at the end of the day, a game is won because you execute on a game plan, you score goals, you minimize turnovers, and you keep it pretty simple too. It's not like UBC did anything super flashy, fancy. No. It was just very much everyone working together to win this hockey.
Some of the highlights from that game as Sandlin's had a couple of good looks and was all engaged in the play as well. And Huggins standing firm with a shutout against U-Ottawa. And for the Gee-Gees and some of their graduating players, a tough way to end their campaign, but also a very exciting way to end their time at U-Ottawa, heading to nationals for the first time as a program.
They have to be so proud of their performance. And again, the road wasn't easy. They had to overcome a lot of obstacles. So they have to be proud of what they accomplished, and it sets themselves up really well for next season.
And we'll send it now down to ice level for the Nike Player of the Game's presentation. And it is Clara Genier, again, 2nd game in a row, to receive the Nike Player of the Game award. And she was fantastic again.
100%, very deserving. I honestly, she would have been my pick too.
Defense number 4, Ashton Thorpe.
And with the game-winning goal, Ashton Thorpe, the Nike Player of the Game for the UBC Thunderbirds. One of 11 5th years on the roster, the West Kelowna. And the reason that the BC Thunderbirds, at least on the score sheet, are heading to the consolation final.
Well, and she had a good game overall as well. It was the goal, yes, that she had scored, but also she made good defensive plays. She was defensively sound. She made some good pitches in the offensive zone. So, it's always nice to get a goal on top of that, which she did.
The UBC Thunderbirds, 7-time Canada West champions. This is their 8th time qualifying for nationals. The first in 2013, most recently in 2025. Last year, have medaled 3 times, and every time that they haven't medaled, they have finished 5th. So it's kind of an all or 5th run that the UBC Thunderbirds are on, getting knocked out of the championship bracket 3 years in a row. This year by Montreal, last year by Bishops, and the year before that by Montreal again. But as head coach Graham Thomas said, we're playing for Canada West, playing to assert ourselves in the tournament and really to assert themselves in the minds of everybody who is in tune with U Sports Women's Hockey. Is one of the top programs in the country, and we know that they are. Oh, that's lovely. As the 2 Healy sisters with one of their family members with a no favoritism jersey being worn. Maya Healy, number 20 on UBC, and Charlie Healy, number 17 for U Ottawa.
Oh, and you love that. It's part of the game, so being able to see the 2 Healy sisters with a family member is phenomenal to see.
So we'll send it down now to Carissa Duncan, who's standing by with the Nike Player of the Game from the UBC Thunderbirds, Ashton Thorpe, with the game-winning goal on the power play.
Ashton, your coach told me earlier this week about a calm confidence that your team has. How much did that play into today's win?
Yeah, we have a large veteran group here. We have 12 seniors, and we've seen this stage before, so we're able to kind of lean on each other and stay calm in big games, which really helps us today, yeah.
And we saw you all embracing Annalise Wong, your captain, after the game there. What has she meant to you as a teammate and a captain?
Yeah, she's one of my best friends. She's been that calm for our team. She's a real leader, one of the best leaders this program's ever seen. And it was her last game today playing with us, so it meant a lot to have her out there and give her big hugs after because of how much she's done for us.
And what would you like to take from this game into your game against Waterloo tomorrow morning?
Just to not give up. Obviously, we didn't have the result we wanted first game, but that doesn't mean we quit. We've worked so hard this season, and we're going to continue to show that and continue to prove ourselves no matter what.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Ashton Thorpe speaking with Carissa Duncan. They'll play Waterloo on Sunday in the consolation final, talking about a calm confidence on the ice, and that was definitely on display as they dominated U Ottawa for a full 60 minutes.
Oh, they looked completely in control. Like there was no worry in the world, no worry that they were going to even come close to losing that game. It was very much a confident, dominant performance by the Thunderbirds, and it wasn't just by a couple players on the ice, it was from the whole team.
Yeah, it's a team effort, like we've said a couple of times, either on the bench or on the ice. They all come together as one well-oiled machine that go to the front of the net, protect their goalie, box out very well, and up the ice. Like you mentioned a couple of times, Brianna, it's just waves upon waves of offense. Now, if you take a look at the updated championship bracket, the semifinals upcoming in just a couple moments. In under an hour, Guelph and Concordia will play. Our nightcap is Les Montreal Carabins and the UNB Reds. The Reds, the AUS champions, 4th of the last 5 seasons. They've taken it away from the St. FX women. They've beat them. And the Carabins de Montreal with a huge upset over the UBC Thunderbirds yesterday to make it to the semifinals. So a good clash between 2 teams with family members on both sides. That was great to see both Healy sisters facing off to start the game. Join us for our next broadcast featuring Concordia and Guelph today at 4 p.m. So on behalf of everybody here at U Sports, Brianna Newell, Carissa Duncan, everybody here in Elmira, Ontario, thank you for joining us for this consolation semi-final game that saw a lot of rough stuff in front of the net, some street hockey saves as well, And 2-0 the final for the UBC Thunderbirds over the U Ottawa Gee-Gees. Thank you for watching U Sports on CBC.
U Sports on CBC, presented by l'U Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, and by Miller Waste Systems.